Where is my champagne?
Where's my wine? Where's my diamond ring? Where's my gin and tonic? Where's my martini?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but top surgery is for anybody. There's no template for what you must look like after top surgery. What makes life so beautiful is the diversity in its people. And those who are post-op top surgery are no different. Top surgery isn't limited to one gender, one expression, one style. It is not limited to one ethnicity, one culture, one race. It's not limited to one shape or size. Those who are post-op have just as much variety as the rest of the world. Some choose nipples, some don't. Some have straight scars, some have curved scars, some have no scars. Some of us are feminine, some of us are masculine, some of us are androgynous. The only one thing that we all truly share is freedom.
You know trans women can breastfeed? And this is great news because I always wanted to breastfeed, but I thought like my dry tits would give the kid an eating disorder. Kid just grows up and he's chronically sucking down the nozzles at Yogurtland and I just have to be like, sorry, that one's my bad.
Did you know that daddy has a vagina?
Vagina?
Yes.
Oh. It has vagina?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Good talk.
What does this have to do with pride? What does this have to do with gay, lesbian, transgender? And I also notice the audience, the people along the parade route aren't looking at him. Maybe perhaps they're looking at the next act. But if you notice, there's a child right there in front of him. And the lady is having the child wave to the man. I'm starting to think the LGBT pride events are being taken over just by creepy weirdos. What does he have to do with the community? Like nothing. He is doing something that people usually call the police on. That's what's going on. If you walk down the street and you saw a man in the middle of the street in his underwear doing that, you would call the police. But I'm also offended at the fact that he is representing the community.
Splits and like this where kids could literally almost see up your butthole. Up your butthole.
Maracas and drag queen handing it back. Everybody cheering, like something wonderful just happened. It's obviously a brunch thing, although the queen is dressed for an evening number, which is very common. See, a lot of people don't really like it. They don't like the kids being there, but it's legal, whether we like it or not. It's in a brunch setting, and for some reason, drag has made its way into brunch. But it's very common, like in West Hollywood, and usually, gay cities, to do this. But I've never understood why gays want to sit around, drink mimosas, watch drag queens, and then deal with children. Unless, they probably get more tips for it. Who knows? And I don't understand the parents. Do they just not want to pay for a babysitter? But again, here we are, the gay community, looking like groomers. And, apparently now, groomer is now a slur toward gay people, insinuating all gay people are groomers.
And listen to what this drag queen says to the woman about this kid.
No, transgenders. I just came up with a new word. Feel free to use it. The word is misgendered. Misgendering is when somebody uses a gendered term that isn't technically correct for you, doesn't technically fit, but you're not rushing to correct it, A stranger calls me sir. I got misgendered. I'm not a guy, but I don't mind being called sir. A Disney cast member called me princess. I'm not a girl, but I'm pretty as a princess. I got misgendered. A cis person calls me agender. It's not correct, I have a bunch of them, but you're on the right track. It's in the umbrella. I'll give you that point. I got misgendered. Hope it helps.
I just got back from a job interview and I must have been given fishy because while I was getting interviewed, Miss Girl starts talking about their full-time benefits, and as she's explaining them, she says, and we also, we have a prenatal benefit now, so if you get pregnant or have a child, we'll help you out with that. And I'm like, do I look like I could get pregnant? Do I look like I have a uterus? Oh my God. I was just like, me? Pregnant?
The new generation of Americans to be fully embracing of diversity and inclusivity.
And for the children and the people that support it are going to realize that this is going to be the grooming of the next generation.
That's the whole goal, is to make kids that aren't used to seeing something like me more comfortable to seeing it.
No one's there to push an agenda on anyone. No one's there to persuade people or to recruit people.
Who wants to be a drag queen when they grow up?
You could be a drag queen superhero.
Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them. Your children will care about fairness and justice for others. Your children will work to convert all their sisters and brothers. Then soon we're almost certain your kids will start converting you. The gay agenda is coming home. The gay agenda is here. But you don't have to worry. Because there's nothing wrong with standing by our side. Get on board in a hurry. Because the world always needs a bit more pride. No, you don't have to worry. Because there's nothing wrong with standing by our side. Get on board in a hurry. Because the world always needs a bit more pride. Come on, try a little pride. We'll convert your children. Then we'll turn to you. Giving up the fear inside is freeing like you never knew. Go and see San Francisco. Go and turn up that disco. You'll forget you were ever upset. We'll convert your children and make an ally of you yet. We'll make an ally of you yet. We'll make an ally of you yet.
And we have to warn you, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got young or impressionable children in your household, bring them to the screen right now.
And we witnessed parents taking their children as young as 2 inside to take part.
Talking, singing, and reading.
We can both be grooms.
To an audience of preschoolers, toddlers, and their caregivers.
Family programming. Love it. Yes.
We have just confirmed that a registered child sex offender has been reading to children at a Houston Public Library as part of its Drag Queen Story Hour.
A media spokesperson for the library confirms one of those drag queens, Tatiana Malanina, is really Alberto Garza, a child sex offender. In 2008, he was convicted of assaulting an 8-year-old boy.
This is Tatiana Malanina, my sister from Queens of the Week.
People seem to walk away having a good time.
Start them young, right?
Start them young, right?
This is put out in the New York Times like it's wonderful. And it's the biggest scary looking group of weirdo pot-bellied men. Looks like a bunch of Dennis Hastards running around with clown makeup on, just hopping around, rubbing their giant bellies in front of children. And you're like, what alternate universe is this? What planet did I wake up?
Trans women, if they lock you up for identifying as a woman, fight, resist. You're gonna die anyways. We're going to die anyways. It's time to fucking resist. Fight them. Hurt them. If they put their hands on you, beat them. We are at an attack. It's time to fight back. Do you hear me? Trans people in Tennessee, trans men, trans women, non-binary, fight! If they try to arrest you or have you arrested on a felony for existing, beat them. Team up. Gang together. Get people who agree with you to come and fight. Carry a weapon at all times. And yes, you have to attack the police officer.
Were you the little helper in your family? The little fixer? Was it your job?
You're very mature for your age Hi, it's good for children to see LGBTQ lives and Do you know why they always target trans kids? It's because trans kids have no power. They can't fight back. I have an idea. Are you an A+ self-care student? Are you a high achiever when it comes to self-improvement, self-care? I think it's been a long time since you've taken a few breaths for yourself. So let's do that. Exhale all the air. Hey kids! Feelings can feel really big. You could identify as a table lamp and it wouldn't make it true. Non-binary people hear this. You have always approached counseling, therapy, self-help as discovering what's wrong with you and then fixing it. Leave Demi Lovato alone. I've got a new definition for anger. Anger is the power of knowing that you deserve respect. I would honestly like you to just get out of convince mode. Hi there, Ben. This is Ben Shapiro's video all about me for his millions and millions and millions of followers. You are not a burden. Your emotional intelligence is very scary to. How do you feel when I get death threats? Like hate.
I get sad.
Thank you for being a kind and good person. Racism, misogyny, LGBTQ phobia, you're a triple threat. Very authoritarian parents will be obsessed with loyalty. And this is relevant. So, I want you to think about. Oh, I'm aware that there is. Please learn the art of taking. If you are LGBT, if you could see yourself.
Fuck yourself.
I should kill myself?
You have no friends.
You think I should kill myself?
Nobody will love you.
I hope you live forever. I'm sorry that you want me to kill myself.
Nobody will love you. Fuck yourself.